Can they see me?
Got it.
Can they see
Okay, and then let me see, can I? All
me?
right, so you're gonna have to manage participants. If you can just mute everybody, just mute
Okay.
everybody for me.
Okay, let me do that. Let's see. Except Melanie. Okay. No, wait, that wasn't you. Hold on.
Whoa.
All right.
Okay. All right, I'm good. All right, yay. All right, guys. Okay, so thank you for bearing with us while we kind of get our stuff together here. So week 3 of our 3 vital behaviors, and I've missed you guys. I just feel so disconnected when I'm gone for a whole week. But I was kind of reading through, and everything went really well. And Rachel's just awesome at kind of keeping up with what you guys had questions about, and so everything went really well. And I think it's good sometimes for me to kind of step away and for you to learn from somebody else, because we have different ways of doing it. It's not wrong. It's just different, and it's cool, for you to kind of pick up on other people's styles. So anyways, we're actually kind of coming down to the last 10 days of the month. So we've got some big things, that we're working towards. So one thing that I want to really hone in on is I want to make sure I make a note. So ending the month strong is the one thing that I want to talk about. I really want to talk about recruiting and expanding your market tonight. And then what was the other thing the next month. Okay. So next month we're going to do, and I'll kind of start with that first to give you some food for thought. So I personally am running a Push to Diamond group next month. So my goal, and I posted a little video in my team page, and I'm letting anybody else that would like to participate in it. And I'll just give you kind of the lowdown. So, and the reason I'm telling you this is if you're kind of ready to take your business to the next level and you're like, man, I really want to get to Diamond and the push is on and this is the next level I want to get to. Or if you are a Diamond coach and you have coaches on your team that are shooting for Diamond or that want to get to Diamond, so it's going to be a 6-week push to Diamond. It's actually a $20 buy-in. So we're going to have a pot of money. So anybody that wants to participate pays $20. That money goes into a pot, and everybody that goes Diamond in the month, in that 6 weeks, is going to get a cut of that money. So it's going to be split by however many diamonds there are, and that's what you're going to get. So you can get a nice chunk of change out of that, if that pot gets pretty big, which it usually does. So, and then how many people join a group like that and then don't reach their goal? So it also kind of makes you be a little more accountable to your goals because you paid money to be a part of it and you're going to want a cut of that. And then, and secondly, it's going to be just basically a mastermind of all of the leaders on our team. So we're going to have guest speakers. It's going to be recruiting, presenting the business opportunity, getting new coaches started right, doing those getting started right calls, motivating your team, things like that. So it's really, this group is not for new coaches. It's not for somebody that is not Emerald yet. It's not even for a brand new Emerald coach. It's for somebody that has at least 4 coaches on their team. So that's my benchmark. And you have to hit Success Club in the month of April. So you've got to be actively pursuing your business. So Success Club, at least Success Club 5, at least 4 active coaches. And your goal is to get to Diamond in that 6-week time frame. So it's not kind of I want to just be a part of this group because I just want to see what's going on. This is like, no, I'm actively participating. I want to get to Diamond. I'm giving you my $20 and I am going all in. So that's the people that I'm looking for. So something to put on your radar if you don't have 4 active coaches yet, or you haven't hit Success Club and you want to be a part of that group, this kind of puts the pedal to the metal because you've got the next 10 days. So it will actually start on May 1st is going to be day 1. I think that's a Friday, which means it'll be like a soft start. So basically that weekend, I'll be getting everybody into the group. We'll be doing introductions, and then we'll be like kicking it off and launching it that first Monday will be kind of go time. So that's the game plan. So that's what's happening for the month of May. So you guys can start kind of getting your wheels turning if that's something you want to participate in. word of caution, if you don't like pressure, you might not love that kind of a group, right? So some people get a little turned off by pressure, but that's kind of what we're going for. I work well under pressure and I work well under a deadline. So, but if you're a slow and steady, you just want to build this at your own pace, we better talk about it first. All right. Okay. So second, I really want to talk to you guys about ending the month strong. So there's still at this point, you're going to have peaks and valleys in your business where you're going to have weeks where people are just coming to you out of the woodwork. You're going to have months where you have no problem hitting Success Club. You're going to have months where Success Club is like pulling teeth. And it is so hard to just get 5 points and you feel like you're preaching to the choir. So I find that everybody has them, no matter how long they've been a coach, no matter what kind of business that they have, there's going to be peaks and valleys. And so I look at the valleys of my business where I'm finding that I have to invite twice as much than normal as a challenge to me. And I say, this is not, I'm not defeated. I am not doing anything wrong. It just means that maybe I need to switch it up a little bit. Maybe I need to think outside of the box. I need to be a little more creative. I'm not pulling people in based on what I have to offer. So how can I spice things up? So what I'd like to do is if you have already advertised for your challenge group and you haven't gotten anybody and you're like, crap, I've got 10 days left in the month. My challenge group was supposed to start on Monday. I don't have any people. Now what do I do? Instead of just saying, I'll wait until next month and I'll just try again next month, I say, no, let's think of a new game plan. You've got 10 days. We are not giving up. So some of the things I do are I've done the flash sales, which are great. So it's not something I like to do all the time. And you guys can, if you have some coaches on your team that are close to Success Club, you can take this back to them and share these things with them too, right? So think about that as I'm talking tonight. But, you know, flash sales are great, or a little giveaway or a little teaser. So think about at Thanksgiving time when you've got that Black Friday deals and they're giving away a TV for dirt cheap. You know, you may have 4 TVs in your house, but you see that there's a Black Friday deal and you're like, I have to have another TV. And so we're trying to evoke, and that's an emotional response that I have to have it. Walmart has created such value around this TV that you are going to stand in line at midnight to get this TV. And so we want to do that in your business. And sometimes you have to do that in order to get people to pull the trigger. So you may have invited people all month long and you may have gone out there and people are giving you the money objection or the time objection. Well, now it's time to step it up with your posts and just really drive it home. So find the best transformation stories you can find. Share your own transformation story again. Ask people for their non-scale victories in your challenge group. Hey guys, I'm compiling a list of non-scale victories in the past 30 days of our challenge group. What has been some of the biggest aha moments for you or non-scale victories? And would you mind if I shared them? And maybe you do a screenshot and you bleep out their, use PicMonkey and just put a little box over their names and you make a Facebook post and you talk about, do you want to join a challenge group, but you're afraid it won't work, or you're afraid you won't be successful? Well, here is some testimonials from my challengers, this is what they're saying about challenge groups. This is how their lives have been impacted, not just by the scale, but other ways, physically, emotionally in the past 30 days. Or just say, I am so proud of my challengers, or, I'm like them. If it wasn't for these challenge groups, I would have found myself back in my old ways, standing at the pantry door, thinking about what I could eat, or picking from my kid's plate, or, think about the emotional things that you've been able to accomplish by having the support of a challenge group, and find creative ways to post about it. So that's one. The success stories, transformations are huge, testimonials, and then emotional things. So again, 9:00 at night, Sunday night, when people have had a bad weekend, they've made bad choices, talking about starting over again every single Monday, feeling like you're starting back over at square one again, and talk about how these groups have kept you on track. And then at the bottom, make a sentence and just say, look, I want to help you. I want to help 5 people, really start their summer off strong and gain control of their fitness and their nutrition. I'm offering $10 cash back, or I am giving back my commission of what I would make off a challenge pack sale so that 5 people can join my group. I can make it more affordable or something like that. But the only time you need to do this is when you need Success Club points, when you haven't hit Success Club. So this is just not something you do because you're at Success Club 10 and you want to get 15. This is something you do because you need points and you need them in order to hit that benchmark, right? Because you don't want to diminish, or you don't want people to expect there to be a sale every month. But this helped me so much at getting Success Club my first couple of months because I struggled to get people to commit to see the value. Another thing I did was I actually went back through all of the people. So if you've done the Go for No, you've done the 100 no's this month and you still aren't there yet, I go back through everybody that gave me the price objection or the not right now, and I email them first. And I say, hey, I'm running a special promotion for the last 5 days of the month. The first 5 people to commit to my 6 weeks to summer boot camp is going with a challenge pack is going to get my commission back. So $30 commission back or $10 cash back, or I'm giving away a free workout tank or something like that. Things like that really, when you say I'm giving you first dibs before I publish it live, that kind of sticks with people, and they're like, oh, she's giving me priority. So yes, of course I want to do it. So that's just something else that you can do that you can use to your advantage to go back through. All right. Another suggestion for you that's worked really well for a couple of other coaches is posting that picture of I'm giving away a free workout tank to everyone that joins my challenge group this month. And so I think it was Katie Erstad did this on her page maybe. And Lauren Mudd is another diamond coach. And she did this too. And she had really great success with it, where she posted pictures of motivational tanks. And she talked about, giving away motivational tanks to everybody that joins my challenge group. If you'd like to be entered to, she did something like, if you'd like to be entered, I should go find that post and just copy it and stick it in our group. But it was really good. She's like, share this post on your wall, tag a friend, and you'll be entered to win a free tank top. And she ended up getting all these new customers and followers because of that simple, tag a friend, share this, I'll enter you in, or the number of people that you tag is the number of entries you get. I don't know, worked out really, really well. I'll go find the post and share it with you guys too. So I know I just really screwed that up, but that's another idea too. That's something else for you guys too. She did do, let me see. Oh, she did it on her page, and was under One Fit Fighter, I know is where she did that at. So that's where you can probably find it at. And it was last week, right before we left for Cancun. I know she did that. So, and that worked well. I'll go find it and share it with you guys too. So that's another way. So just honestly being creative with it and thinking outside of the box for ways to kind of attract people. People like free stuff. I've given away free clean eating books. There's a $10, it's called Just the Rules, and it's a book by Tosca Reno. So she wrote the Eat Clean books, and it's like a $10 pocket guide that I bought on Amazon, and I bought 5 of them, and I gave them away to people that bought challenge packs a certain 1 month, when I was doing a group. And people like that. It was really, the portion containers is a good one too, Rachel. That is a good one. So I think about that as an investment back in my business, and it's a write-off. So it is worth it. And then a lot of times people are like, well, why is Success Club so important? Why should that be my benchmark? My customer leads, they don't even respond anyways, or I don't really see the value in it. So here's kind of this is me, and this is just me talking about why I find it so valuable, is that there are very few things in this business that are tangible. How do you know that you're successful? how do you know that you've made it as a Beachbody coach? Like it's really one of those things where you're like, I don't know, am I doing good enough, or should I be further along than I am right now? Like, how many of you have thought that to yourself? You're like, I don't know. Am I doing a good job? So for me, when I saw that Disney trip, that was my first Success Club trip that I worked towards, right? And I thought, man, we've never been to Disney. Our kids have never been there. Or we haven't taken a family vacation in 3 or 4 years because we just don't have the money to take a vacation like that. And I think Kristen Richards was kind of talking about that last night on our team call. But I just thought to myself, if I could earn that trip for my family, I would be able to prove to my husband that this was really worth my time. This was worth those nights on the computer. This was worth it. This would show that I was doing something of value. So that was one piece of the puzzle. So that was such a big driver for me. The second piece was, I'm going to get recognized if I hit Success Club, and I want to be recognized. So another part of it was recognition for me. And then I thought, well, the more points I get, the more I'm going to get recognized. So I want to be the top Success Club point earner because I always want my name to be recognized. And then another thing was, the more customers I had, the more Success Club points I had, that was also the more commissions I was making. So then that was also benefiting our family because I was making more income. And then I started to think, all right, I'm not just going to stop at 5. I'm not just going to stop at 10, but I'm going to get as many as I can every single month, because that just means those are more challengers, more success stories, more possible referrals, coaches that are going to join my team. So for me, it was like one benchmark. If I could always beat the number of points I had last month, or if I, would even look back and say, okay, how many points did I have last April? Let me try to do as good as I did last year, or if not better. So it was just like a number that I could use as kind of a guide to say I'm on the right track or I'm not. And so that was just my own internal kind of challenge with myself that I gave myself. And then those customer leads, I didn't bank on them because sometimes they don't respond. But what I did was I would message those customer leads every single month, and I would try to find, made it a game to try to get them to respond. And most of them are like, who the heck is this random person messaging me, wanting me to join their Facebook group and be their friend on Facebook. And so I would try to give them ways to connect with me. Like, I'd give them a blog post to read, with a recipe on it, or I would share a couple of my favorite tips, or I'd share a YouTube video that I created about preparing healthy snacks, or I would send out a monthly newsletter with my favorite Shakeology recipes, and then a link to my Facebook page so they could go and find out who I was, and so every month I would make contact with those customer leads somehow, and wouldn't you know it, before too long, some of those people actually did respond. Some of those people did friend request me on Facebook, so they do come around, but and then some of them are loyal customers that still to this day drink Shakeology, and some have become coaches. But so for me, it was like not guaranteed money, but it was an opportunity for me to ship with those people. And that's kind of how I looked at it. So I've just always made that a non-negotiable, and that's what's brought most of you here, is all of these success stories and all these people that have gone out there and talked about what I've done with my challengers has helped to give me good credibility and attract more people just like you guys to my team. So that's just kind of a thought. So really kind of teach that to your team, teach the importance of that to the coaches that you're signing up, and helping them to hit that benchmark every single month. And it'll help to propel you naturally to the next step with your business. All righty. So ending the month strong is key. Handling your objections through your posts, kind of what I talked about at the beginning, is key. The money objection is a huge one. You're always going to get that. It's kind of, what do you do with that money objection? Do you turn it around as a way to say, I'm going to use this as a future post. I'm going to show people, people always give me well, I drink another shake, or I have to go to the gym in order to get results, or, or I don't want to invest in that, or I just don't have the money right now. And when I start to get a lot of objections like that, I will make those my Facebook posts. So I will talk about priorities, where you place your priorities in life. I thought this bag of powder was expensive when I first looked at it. But no money can buy me the confidence that I have from doing Insanity and drinking Shakeology and eating clean. Like, you can't buy me something to make me feel that way. That sense of accomplishment is truly that it's worth it. That's what makes the price worth it to me, and I made a post like that at one point, and when, I got a customer out of it. Another one too is just that fear. Are you watching me? Do you see me posting about my workouts every single day? You know that they work. You see me doing it, but something is holding you back. If you spend the rest of your life, you don't want to spend the rest of your life wondering, what if I would have joined her group 30 days ago? What if I would have committed? Where will you be 30 days from now? Like, make emotional posts like that at a time like at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Those are the best times to do these posts, because people are looking at you and they're seeing what you're doing, and you're inspiring them, but something is holding them back. It's that stinking fear, so things like that, that's where you want to get creative with your stuff to try to pull people in. Does that make sense? Give you guys some good ideas? I remember your Shakeology post comparing. Yeah, I do. I need to find that. That is somewhere. I got to find that. I just don't know where it's at. It's been so long since I did that one. I'll dig that out. I'll try to find it. But that was a good one. People really, that one stuck with people. It really did make, yeah. But I mean, no money's going to buy you confidence. If you eat like crap, you feel like crap. Doesn't matter if you're wearing, you're wearing expensive shoes and have a great bag. Your hair is all done. If you don't feel good in your skin, it means nothing, And I think for people, it's like, okay. When you actually say it that way, okay, that makes sense. I don't save all of my Facebook posts. No, they're archived somewhere in the abyss. If there are ones that I really like, I do save them to like a document, like, when I use them for future groups. So if you guys see good ones that you really like, you can just save the URL or do a screenshot of it or something and save it. That would be a good idea, actually. All right. Okay. All right. Let's talk about recruiting. And then, what time is it? Oh, we're doing good. Not too bad at all. Okay. All righty. So, recruiting. So this is kind of the next big thing. The next big step is this week I'm doing the 5-day sneak peek, right? So, I started that on Monday. For this entire week, I'm really talking about coaching, and I'm going to do my business opportunity call next week instead of this week, because it's crazy week trying to get back. We have Super Saturday this weekend. So I'm kind of setting the stage, and I'm going to do a post after we get off the phone here tonight. But every day I'm talking about the business in some way, shape, or form. So, that this is really where you guys probably need to start thinking about, all right, if you've hit Success Club, and even if you haven't, if you're almost there, it's time to really start talking about the business. So what are you marketing to? You're marketing to the May 4th Coach Apprenticeship Program, right? So just like a challenge group, you need to go out there and invite. So make a post about coaching. So for example, if you look on, I just did it yesterday morning. It was about 10 o'clock in the morning. I made my coaching post. It was a picture of me just sitting there, and I talked about making fitness your business, following your dreams. But then I bullet pointed exactly what it was that I was going to offer: one-on-one support, access to group trainings, mentoring program, small group instruction. I kind of walked them through what I was going to offer, and I talked about, I never imagined that this is where I would be. I didn't. And for most of you, you're like, I didn't go to school for this. I'm a teacher. I'm a, fitness instructor. I work in an office all day long. Like, I didn't imagine I was going to be a Beachbody coach, but it's changed my life, and it's brought some of the most amazing opportunities in front of me. And I see the potential, and I want to help other people feel the same way. So I am personally mentoring 5 people this month, and then you talk about what it is that you're going to offer. And putting the business out there is the scariest thing for many people. It's easy to talk about challenge groups. That's always the thing that everybody falls back to because it's just safe. But in reality, most of your challengers are thinking about coaching. And think about you guys. Like, why did you join my team? I posted about it at some point or time. I talked about coaching, and you're like, I can do that. I want to try that, And so if you don't ever ask, if you don't ever put it out there, people are not going to know. They're not going to know. They're not going to ask. And sometimes somebody else might be a coach in their newsfeed and might advertise for coaching. And, you might lose a customer. And not that we want that to happen. We always hope that people ask, are you working with a coach? And refer them back. But it could happen. Somebody might see somebody else talking about it and you might lose somebody. So you don't want that to happen. So make a habit to take the next week, if you're ready, and make a coaching post and then post about it. And then maybe you talk about, I just put myself on the wait list for the Success Club trip to the cruise, or, I just earned Success Club 5 and earned my Success Starters and I got my free summit ticket. Or you talk about, I just made enough commissions this week to pay for my kids' tuition to preschool for the entire month. Or I just made enough commissions to pay for my groceries or to take my family out for dinner. Or, I might not be a super successful top coach yet, but I believe that this company stands for something amazing, and I truly love what I do, and this has brought some of the most amazing people into my life, and my goal is to build an amazing team of people that are just like me. And talk about what's your vision, talk about what kind of culture you want for your team. Make posts like that. You post about challengers, you post about Shakeology and fitness programs, talk about the business too. And no doubt, if you at the end kind of put a little call to action, just like you would for your challenge groups, start talking about coaching, people are going to start to ask you questions about it. It's going to be slow, but it's going to plant the seed, and that's what we're after. All right. So the posts are half the battle. And here's the other thing that people do. They post about coaching once and then they get freaked out because nobody said anything and they stop posting about it. Do you think people come around the first time you talk about challenge groups? We all know that it takes a little bit of time. You have to keep talking about it. So same thing with coaching. So this is what I really want you guys to do. And if you can share your posts in our 3 Vital Behaviors group, that would be awesome. So like Rachel, she did a really great one with her kids, and she doctored it all up with PicMonkey. If you could share that, that would be great. I'll share mine that I have. I'll share some other ones from other coaches. And let's really start embracing this. And then the second part is you've got to invite. Just like you invite challengers, you have to invite coaches. So who's on your list? Who do you think would make a great coach? Who's that fitness instructor? Who is that friend that's super motivational or that eats really healthy? Who in your challenge group do you have on your radar that you think would make a great coach? Who can you turn into a discount coach that loves their Shakeology that you could add to your team that can help you get to Diamond, right? So those are all things to start thinking about and start saying, okay, it's time. It's time for at least one of my invites every single day to be inviting to the business. I've got a coach apprenticeship starting on May 4th. You guys, if you're my personally sponsored, you can add to that. If you're Rachel's, that she'll have one that you can add to. So it's time. It's time for us to kind of take that leap of faith and go with it. The recruiting definitely is something we want to embrace because that's what will get you to the next step. All right. Do you guys have questions about that? Or Rachel, do you have anything you want to add to that one?
I don't think so. I'm just now getting comfortable inviting to coaching, but it does get easier. And I did just a completely cold invite to my sneak peek on Monday. It had already started, but there was somebody that I noticed had been liking my coaching posts. And I just reached out and I said, hey, I started a sneak peek. Do you want to join? And she was like, yeah, I would love to learn more, so don't be afraid. to do it. It's just like the challenge groups. Just jump in and do it.
Cool. Yeah, it is. Totally is. What do you do in a sneak peek? So I can actually add you to mine if you'd like to see what I do. Just message me afterwards and I'll add you. But it's just like 5 days. Actually, mine's like a week long. I'm gonna end up doing like 7 days. But basically every day is like a video and it talks about the price of signing up to be a coach. It talks about what a coach does. It talks about sharing, not selling. I have different videos from different coaches in there kind of talking about how they got started in the business. But it's basically like a sneak peek. Hey, this is what you can expect. This is what you'll do as a coach. And it kind of helps them ask the questions that they have about the business and helps them to kind of get started and make a better informed decision about it. So those help. I try to run one every single month. It gives me something to advertise for. And then at the end, I'm always inviting them to join my next coach apprenticeship program. So works great. It does. Really works great. Cool. All right. What other questions do you guys have so far? Other roadblocks or obstacles or things you'd like more clarification on? Anything from placement to training. Everybody's going to Super Saturday this weekend, right? Good. Or hosting one. Cool. Any other questions? Yes, no, you guys are quiet. All right. So we have a big goal this week. We're talking about coaching. And that's our goal. So in the next 24 hours, I want to see everybody make me a coaching post and post it in our 3 Vital Behaviors group, something that you're going to share. And then I will actually share with you one of my recruiting posts as well, so that, or I will share with you a video that I've done about recruiting that'll help you guys out as well. And then next week, Rachel and I, maybe Rachel, you can talk about getting new coaches started right and a good system for that too.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
Anything else, guys?
I was going to share too, if there are some of you that are like really just trying hard to get to Diamond, one thing, Melanie was talking about getting creative with incentives at the end of the month to hit Success Club. Whenever I was really pushing to Diamond in my Push to Diamond group, I would offer, like say if I was offering $10 back on a challenge pack, I would offer 15 or 20 if they signed up as a discount coach when they purchased their challenge pack. So if you're really trying to get there before the end of the month, that was something that worked for me. Just a little extra incentive if they signed up as a discount coach from the beginning.
I like it. Hold on. Somebody did ask Lauren. Let me go back and look here. Reaching out to new people. Yeah. Okay. So here, Lauren, for those questions, for people when you're out and about, for me, when I am shopping, I don't see an opportunity. Okay. So I honestly, and I think I said this on my new coach call that I did tonight, guys, is this. Like, I will look for, we tend to go about our daily business, right? We tend to just go to the grocery store and do our thing. We tend to go to the neighborhood get-togethers and just talk to our friends. Like I was in a mom's group, and instead of just going to the mom's group and just talking about mom stuff, I started taking my shaker cup with me and my Shakeology, because of course everybody sitting around that table is going to be like, what are you drinking? And so it was a good opportunity for me to say, oh, it's a Shakeology stuff. I'm in this challenge group and I'm doing the 21-day fix and I'm really having great success. And this is a meal replacement and it's really helping me like keep my cravings in check. And so I don't eat this crap that we have here every Wednesday for our morning meeting, So it was just like a nonchalant way for me to talk to people about it. Another thing that I would do is I would go to every single jewelry party and makeup party and whatever, eyelash party or anything that was going on in my neighborhood where the girls would get together. I would go because I would go with the intention of talking about it somehow the conversation always comes back to weight loss, or what are you doing to get in shape for the summer, or buying new clothes or whatnot. So I'd always find a way to bring it back to that. And I would just say, wherever I go today, I will find one person to talk to. If it's in the grocery store, I would find a way to talk to people. If I was going shopping, I had another friend who bought these really awesome boots, and everybody would always comment on these boots and how awesome they are. And she's like, oh, thanks. I bought these boots for myself when I lost 50 pounds. And people would be like, how did you lose 50 pounds? So think about it. Is there something that you've treated yourself to? Is there something that you can do to kind of go out of your way to make it a conversation starter? Anytime people would come over to my house, I always have my Shakeology box or bag sitting on the counter, or my T25 videos are just randomly sitting out somewhere so that somebody can ask me about it. So you just have to go out of your way and think outside of the box of ways to talk to other people. And sometimes it just says, I'm going to make a conscious effort. It might not be easy, but the more I practice, the easier it will honestly get. A lot of times I would take healthy recipes for people and they'd say, can I have the recipe? And instead of me saying, I'll email it to you, I would say, oh, well, it's on my blog, MelanieMitro.com. I write a blog and I put all my recipes on there, and it's kind of where I journal my progress. And people are like, you write a blog? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I love it. I'm like, you should go check it out. I have a ton of healthy recipes. And when a lot of those people started following me. Or maybe you don't have a blog yet, but you want to create an album on Facebook and you want to do visuals. So maybe you have recipes and you take pictures of your food. So you can make an album that's like healthy recipes, and you post a picture of like the cookie dough Greek yogurt, and then you just type in the recipe. And so you can say to somebody, well, on Facebook, I have an entire album of all my favorite recipes. And so they could just go there and look at all your recipes and get them. So that's traffic to your site. Or you can do it on Pinterest. You can have a pin board of all your favorite recipes, that are clean eating recipes. So you want to think of ways to connect people back to social media, back to you, so that they can follow you and eventually become your customer because you're inspiring them. All right. So that's, Lauren, is a way that you can kind of connect the two. And my life is the same way: work, kids, dinner, sleep, and I'm the same way, that I don't leave my house very much at all. So I either use social media, or I have to, when I am out, I have to find ways to be social. Even if it, I find ways somehow. Even at work, you can do stuff like that too. Alrighty. As far as, inviting people, the one way that you can keep from having to do so much work is by your social media. So really saying, am I being engaging? Am I posting, my 3 times a day, 4 times a day? Are my posts drawing people in? Am I getting people to connect? Yes, the beginning of your business takes a lot of time. Like, it does. It just takes time to build a following. You put a lot of extra brain power in at the beginning because you're not very fast at it yet. But the bottom line is all this is laying a foundation for the business, and like the compound effect, right? So hopefully you guys have all read that book, and that compound effect is what you're doing right now, is you're laying this foundation. Even though you feel like a lot of people aren't watching, or you're not getting a lot of traction, or you're doing these invites and you're just getting ignored, the more you do it, the more it's planting seeds for people. And the more they're seeing of you, the more they're going to come back around. So every month, make it a goal for yourself. Make things more visually appealing. Try to evoke emotional responses in your posts. Get better at your invites. Say, how can I share better versus sell? How can I meet new people when I'm out? So all of these little things that you're working on, that you're making a conscious effort, is what's going to eventually create this compound effect for you. So then all of a sudden, I'm not even kidding you, it's like the flip of a switch. If you're passionate about it and you're consistent and you're always trying to make yourself better and be interesting, it's like people start coming out of the woodwork, and it is crazy. And so you will apply the same effort with a greater response. And that's what's kind of happened in my business, is once that that wheel starts turning, you don't have to push very hard. It just starts to happen. So just think of everything that you're doing that seems hard right now as laying that foundation for your future, for your business. And it really, truly is the truth. But it's like people quit before they get there. They like quit right before that breakthrough happens because they're like, yeah, I failed at this. This just isn't for me. I'm just not cut out for this. And it's like, darn it, if you just would have hung in there like a couple of months longer, you would have saw it happen.
And another thing I see is maybe they don't quit posting, but they stop putting their heart into it. They just post just to post. And you can see that, their following starts to dwindle. So definitely put your heart into it. Make it you. Don't make it Melanie or me or anything else. Make it you. And that's what attracts people.
I agree. I do agree. Yes. Yep. All right. So lots of good food for thought for you guys tonight. I hope you guys found this super helpful and gives you some things to work towards. Rachel and I will gather up some of our recruiting stuff and we'll start posting that in there tonight and tomorrow. And then we'll regroup, reconvene. We'll come back next week and we'll kind of finish it out strong, hear what you guys, hear how it went, and then talk to you about getting coaches started right next week. All right. That's our game plan. All right, guys. Rachel, you'll post the recording in the group since I can't do it for whatever reason. And I will see you guys all back here next week. Take care. Have an awesome week. Don't forget to send me your trackers and Rachel, if Rachel's your coach too. So, all right, guys. See you later.